Now, you may be thinking, but I'm not ready, or maybe I'm not qualified enough. Let me tell you something, you'll never feel 100% ready. The moment you wait for that perfect feeling of readiness, you've already lost. There's no such thing as perfect timing. The only time you have is now. And the only way to make the most of it is to step up to the plate every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter how difficult it gets. No one starts at the top. The grind is the foundation. The journey is where the growth happens. You see, everyone has dreams, but not everyone is willing to put in the work. It's easy to talk about what you want, easy to dream about what could be. But dreams are nothing if you don't have the discipline to back them up. The grind is where discipline meets desire. It's where your vision becomes reality. It's where the effort you put in today pays off tomorrow. And it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Efficiency is key, but consistency is king. It's the consistent effort, the daily grind, that moves you forward. There will be days when you feel tired, when the weight of the world feels like it's too much to bear, when everything seems to be working against you. On those days, you'll have two options: you can give up, or you can keep going. You can either fold or push through. The choice is always yours. But the truth is that if you want to achieve anything, you have to expect that struggle. It's not about avoiding obstacles, it's about learning to navigate them, to face them head on, and to grow stronger through them. No one ever achieved greatness without facing adversity. No one ever reached the top without encountering resistance. But here's the thing, adversity isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. Every failure, every setback, every challenge is an opportunity for growth. The grind is where you learn how to deal with those challenges. It's where you learn perseverance, resilience, and the art of getting back up every time you fall down. And believe me, you will fall. But that's not what defines you. What defines you is what you do when you get back up. Do you give up or do you grind harder? When it comes to the grind, you need to be clear about one thing: it's not about instant gratification. It's about delayed satisfaction. It's about putting in the work now, knowing that the rewards will come, but they won't come immediately. They won't come without sacrifice. And that's okay. Because when you build something from the ground up, when you put in the hours, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, those rewards will mean so much more. The grind is about the long haul, not the short-term gains. It's about playing the long game, even when the immediate future seems uncertain. You don't get to decide how fast success will come, but you do get to decide how much effort you put into the process. You might have heard the term hustle thrown around a lot. People talk about it like it's a badge of honor, and it is to an extent. But hustle isn't just about working hard, it's about working with purpose. It's about having a vision for what you want and doing whatever it takes to get there. Hustle isn't about being busy, it's about being productive. It's about using your time wisely, focusing on the things that move you closer to your goals. And believe me, there will be distractions. There will be temptations to waste time, to take shortcuts, to procrastinate. But let me tell you something, those things won't take you where you want to go. They'll just keep you stuck in the same place. If you want to grind, you have to be disciplined about how you spend your time, about what you allow into your life, about the habits you form. Speaking of habits, let's talk about the power of daily routines. The grind isn't just about what you do when you feel motivated. It's about what you do when you don't feel like it. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and sometimes it doesn't show up when you need it most. But discipline is something you can count on. A strong routine gives you a structure to rely on, even when you don't feel like getting up, even when you don't feel like grinding. A routine is a promise you make to yourself, a commitment to your future. It's the little things you do every day consistently that add up over time and create massive results. But routines alone aren't enough. You have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you challenge yourself to be better, to do more, to go farther than you thought possible. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It's the moments when you feel like you can't go any further, when you feel like giving up, that you have to dig deeper and push through. Those are the moments that define you, that build your character. Those are the moments that separate the dreamers from the doers. And don't let anyone tell you that you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, or too late. There are no excuses for not putting in the work. You've heard it before, age is just a number. And experience doesn't come overnight. It comes from grinding, from making mistakes, from learning as you go. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. The more you practice, the more you'll improve. And with each step forward, you'll gain the confidence to take the next one. Let me be clear, this isn't easy. It's not meant to be. The grind is a test. It's a test of your commitment, your patience, your resilience, and your willingness to keep going when it seems like the world is against you. It's about pushing through when the easy path looks so much more appealing. The grind will challenge you in ways you can't predict. It will demand more of you than you think you have to give. But that's exactly why it's worth it. Because at the end of the grind, when you look back and see how far you've come, the sense of accomplishment, the feeling of having earned it, will be more satisfying than anything you could have imagined. But here's the thing, the grind never truly ends. Once you reach one goal, there's always another one waiting for you. The grind is a lifelong process. It's not about reaching a destination, it's about becoming the person who's capable of reaching those destinations. It's about growth. It's about learning how to keep going, even when you've already gone so far. There's always more to learn, always more to do, always more to do, always more ways to improve. The grind doesn't stop when you achieve your first victory. It keeps going, pushing you to the next level. And let's talk about the people who will tell you to stop, who will tell you that you're working too hard, that you should take it easy, that you're overdoing it. Those people, don't listen to them. The grind isn't for everyone. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want to take the easy way out. And that's okay. But you're not like everyone else. You're someone who is willing to put in the work. You're someone who is committed to your dreams, who understands that success is not a gift, it's earned. And there will be people who will try to convince you to slow down, to take breaks, to stop grinding. Don't listen to them. They're not on your path. They're not living your life. You are. And if you want it bad enough, you'll keep grinding. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. You have to go out there and take it. You have to show the world that you're willing to put in the work, to pay the price, to grind day in and day out. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve your dreams, you have to be willing to work harder than everyone else. You have to be willing to sacrifice, to push yourself beyond your limits, to never give up, even when it seems impossible. That's the only way to make it. That's the only way to succeed. The grind is your foundation. The grind is your path. And as long as you're willing to keep going, you will get there. You will get there. You will achieve your goals. The question is, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to get up and grind? Success is earned through relentless effort, not given through waiting. The idea that success simply happens to people is a myth. There are no magic formulas, no shortcuts, no lucky breaks that come without work, sacrifice, and discipline. In our fast-paced, instant gratification world, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success should come easily, that the path to achievement should be quick and smooth. But the reality is far different. Success is not a handout. It is not something you wake up with one day just because you've wished for it long enough. It is something that is built over time, brick by brick, through hard work, dedication, and the willingness to push through when the going gets tough. One of the greatest misconceptions in life is that success is for those who are simply lucky or born with talent. People look at successful individuals and think, they must have had some special advantage, a stroke of luck, or a golden opportunity that I didn't get. What most people don't see, however, is the years of effort that went into that success. They don't see the long nights, the failures, the struggles, or the sacrifices that were made along the way. They don't see the grind behind the glory. The truth is, Success is not handed to anyone on a silver platter. It is earned, and it is earned through relentless effort. The first thing you must understand is that success requires consistent effort. It's easy to feel motivated at the start of a new project, a new year, or a new goal. The excitement of something new can be exhilarating. But motivation is fleeting, and it's not enough to sustain you through the long haul. Consistency, on the other hand, is what carries you through the tough times when motivation wanes. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work when no one is watching, when the results aren't immediate, and when the progress feels slow. It's the daily grind that builds success. You don't wake up one day and suddenly become an expert in anything. Expertise and mastery are earned through repeated effort over time. Whether you're learning to play an instrument, perfecting a craft, building a business, or training for a marathon, success is not about trying once and quitting. It's about showing up every day, putting in the time, making the mistakes, learning from those mistakes, and continually pushing yourself to improve. Progress doesn't happen overnight, and the road to success is rarely linear. There are ups and downs, detours, setbacks, and challenges, but each of these obstacles is an opportunity for growth. The key is to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Another critical point to understand is that success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. There will never be a time when the stars align perfectly, when the conditions are ideal, or when everything falls into place. Life is unpredictable, and waiting for the perfect opportunity can leave you stuck in place, paralyzed by indecision and fear of failure. Waiting for the right time is an excuse, a form of procrastination that keeps you from taking action. The truth is, the best time to start is now. Don't wait for a sign. Don't wait for things to be easy. Start where you are with what you have, and keep moving forward, one step at a time. There's a saying that goes, success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. It means that while ideas and visions are important, the real work lies in the execution. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't put in the work to make it a reality, it will remain just a plan. Waiting for the perfect circumstances, waiting for the perfect moment, will never get you where you want to go. You have to act. You have to act. You have to work. You have to grind. And when you grind, you'll face challenges. You'll face failure. You'll face criticism. But that's part of the process. That's part of the journey towards success. It's important to note that relentless effort doesn't mean working yourself into the ground or overworking to the point of burnout. It's about being smart with your time, being focused on your goals, and dedicating yourself to long-term success. There is no substitute for hard work, but hard work doesn't mean mindlessly throwing yourself into tasks without a clear sense of direction. Success comes from working with purpose, staying disciplined, and aligning your daily actions with your long-term vision. Every decision you make should be informed by the goal you're working toward. Each choice, each hour you spend should be invested in creating a better future for yourself. Relentless effort means prioritizing what matters most and pushing through distractions and temptations. In our world of constant distractions, social media, entertainment, personal problems, it can be easy to lose focus. But the key to success is not letting these distractions derail your progress. It's about learning to stay focused, learning to say no to the things that don't align with your goals, and giving your full attention to the work that will take you closer to your dreams. It's about making sacrifices and having the discipline to stay on track, even when life throws curveballs your way. Success also requires a mindset of continuous growth. The grind is not just about doing the same thing every day and expecting different results. It's about pushing yourself to get better, to improve your skills, to learn from your mistakes, and to adapt. If you do the same thing every day without challenging yourself, you'll never move forward. Success comes to those who are committed to lifelong learning, to constantly striving to be better. It comes to those who embrace failure as a stepping stone, not an endpoint. It comes to those who understand that each setback is just a lesson in disguise, a chance to reassess, adjust, and continue on the path to success. There are those who will tell you that success is about being in the right place at the right time, that it's about networking or knowing the right people. While connections can be helpful, success is not guaranteed by who you know. It's guaranteed by what you do. The reality is there are millions of people who have access to the same opportunities, the same networks, the same resources, but not everyone takes advantage of those opportunities. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not luck. It's effort. It's the willingness to take action, to stay committed, to keep pushing even when things get hard. In many ways, success is a test of character. It's easy to be enthusiastic when everything is going well, when things are progressing smoothly. But how do you react when things fall apart? How do you handle adversity? The truly successful people are not those who avoid failure, but those who persist in the face of it. They don't see failure as something to fear or avoid. They see it as a necessary part of the process, an opportunity to learn and grow. It's not about never falling, it's about how quickly you get back up. And getting back up requires relentless effort. When you dedicate yourself to success, you will be tested in ways you never expected. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you question whether it's all worth it, moments when it feels like your hard work is getting you nowhere. But those moments are the ones that define you. They separate those who are committed to the grind from those who are just looking for an easy way out. The grind is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who understand that success is not a sprint, but a marathon that requires endurance, patience, and the willingness to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. The path to success is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you look at successful individuals, whether in business, sports, or any other field, you see the results of their effort. What you don't see are the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the doubts, the failures. You don't see the hours they spend honing their skills, perfecting their craft, learning from their mistakes. You don't see the relentless effort that went into creating the success they now enjoy. But make no mistake, behind every success story is a person who worked hard, who put in the effort, who refused to give up. Waiting for success to come to you is like waiting for rain in the middle of a drought. It's not going to happen. Success doesn't just show up at your door. You have to go out there and chase it. You have to work for it. You have to sacrifice for it. But the good news is that the effort you put in today will pay off tomorrow. The work you do now will be the foundation of your future success. If you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the effort, if you keep grinding, success will find its way to you. And when it does, you'll know that it wasn't handed to you, it was earned, one relentless effort at a time. Adversity is not an obstacle, it's a teacher. This truth is one of the hardest to grasp because by its very nature, adversity brings pain, discomfort, and challenge. We tend to think of difficult situations as roadblocks, as things that prevent us from achieving our goals or living the life we want. But if we view adversity simply as a hindrance to our progress, we miss the deeper lessons that it offers. Adversity, in fact, is one of the most powerful teachers we will ever have in life. It teaches us about our own strength, our capacity for growth, and our ability to persevere even when circumstances are stacked against us. When we face hardship, whether it's personal loss, financial struggle, failure, or a relationship challenge, our instinct is often to avoid it, to wish it away, or to become resentful of it. We can easily fall into a mindset that sees adversity as something to overcome as quickly as possible so that we can return to a life of ease. But if we approach it with the right mindset, adversity has the potential to change us in ways that success never could. It molds us, shapes us, and builds the kind of character that is necessary to truly appreciate the good things in life. One of the most profound things adversity teaches us is resilience, the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to keep going after we've been knocked down. In life, setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's losing a job, failing an exam, or dealing with personal rejection, we will all face moments when we feel like we're not enough, when we question our worth or our abilities. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to those moments. It's easy to be motivated and driven when things are going well, when we're succeeding and making progress. But when adversity strikes, that's when our true character is revealed. Do we fold and give up, or do we get back up and keep going? The people who succeed are not the ones who never face adversity, but the ones who face it head on and emerge stronger on the other side. Adversity is also a powerful teacher of patience. In a world that often values instant gratification, where we want things to happen now and on our own terms, adversity teaches us the value of waiting and the wisdom that comes from enduring hardship. When we face challenges, we often have no choice but to wait for things to improve, for wounds to heal, for progress to be made. Adversity forces us to relinquish the need for control, to understand that some things are beyond our immediate influence. We must trust that, in time, things will improve, but only if we endure the process with patience. Through adversity, we learn that there is no such thing as a quick fix for lasting change. The best things in life take time, and growth doesn't happen overnight. Patience becomes not only a virtue, but a necessary part of the journey. Another lesson adversity teaches us is empathy. When we go through difficult times, we develop a greater understanding of the struggles others are facing. The more we experience hardship, the more we are able to connect with others who are going through similar situations. It becomes easier to show compassion when we understand what it feels like to be hurt, to be lost, or to feel broken. Adversity has a way of softening our hearts, allowing us to feel for others in a deeper way. We stop judging, stop assuming, and start listening and supporting. We understand that everyone has their own battles, and what may seem like a small issue to us could be a monumental struggle for someone else. Through adversity, we learn to put ourselves in the shoes of others and to extend kindness and support without judgment. Adversity also teaches us the value of persistence. It's easy to give up when things get tough. It's easy to tell ourselves that we've tried hard enough and that it's just not meant to be. But persistence, the ability to keep going despite setbacks and failures, is one of the key ingredients of success. When we face adversity, we often feel like we've hit a dead end, like there's no way out or no hope left. But persistence teaches us that success doesn't come from avoiding failure. It comes from learning to fail forward, to see each failure not as the end of the road, but as a stepping stone to something greater. When we persist through difficult times, we learn more about ourselves and our capabilities. We discover reserves of strength and determination that we didn't know existed. Persistence allows us to push beyond our limits and find new ways to achieve our goals. One of the most powerful lessons that adversity teaches is self-awareness. When things are going well, it's easy to assume that we have it all together, that we know who we are and what we want. But when adversity strikes, it forces us to confront our deepest fears, insecurities, and weaknesses. It challenges our sense of self and forces us to reevaluate our values and beliefs. In moments of hardship, we often discover things about ourselves that we wouldn't have known otherwise. We learn where we are strong, where we are fragile, and what we truly care about. Adversity holds up a mirror to our soul, showing us who we really are, not the person we want to be or the person others think we are, but the person we truly are in that moment of struggle. And that self-awareness is the first step toward growth. But perhaps the most profound lesson that adversity teaches us is the power of transformation. Adversity has a unique ability to transform us, to take us from where we are to where we need to be. When we face hardships, we often feel like we are being torn apart, like we are being tested beyond our limits. It's easy to believe that we are being destroyed by our struggles, that we will never recover, that we will never be the same. But in truth, adversity doesn't destroy us, it refines us. It strips away the things that don't serve us, leaving only the essential parts of who we are. In the fire of hardship, we are purified and made stronger. What we once thought was a weakness becomes a source of strength. What we once thought was a limitation becomes an opportunity for growth. In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can either succumb to it, allowing it to defeat us and define us, or we can use it as a catalyst for change. We can choose to learn from our struggles, to embrace the discomfort, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The greatest people in history didn't achieve greatness because they never faced adversity. They achieved greatness because they overcame it, because they used it as fuel to drive them forward. Adversity is not a curse, it's a gift. It's the process that shapes us into the people we are meant to become. It's the crucible that forges the steel of our character. There is no success without struggle. There is no growth without challenge. Adversity is not an obstacle to our dreams, but a necessary part of the journey. It's a teacher that shows us what we are truly capable of, that pushes us to become better versions of ourselves. It forces us to confront our limitations, to question our assumptions, and to dig deeper than we ever thought possible. It teaches us how to stand tall in the face of fear, how to persevere when everything seems lost, and how to keep going when the road ahead is unclear. Adversity is not the enemy, it is the guide that leads us toward our true potential. It's important to understand that adversity does not discriminate. It doesn't care who you are, where you come from, or what you've accomplished. It will find you and it will test you. But it's in those moments, in the midst of struggle, that you have the power to decide who you will become. Will you let adversity break you, or will you let it build you? Will you allow it to hold you down, or will you rise above it? The answer lies in how you choose to respond, in whether or not you see adversity as an obstacle or as a teacher. And when you embrace adversity as a teacher, you will find that it has the power to transform your life in ways you never imagined. Adversity teaches us that we are capable of so much more than we think. It shows us that we can endure pain, overcome obstacles, and achieve great things even in the most difficult of circumstances. It teaches us that success isn't about avoiding hardship, but about learning from it, growing through it, and emerging stronger on the other side. And when we come through the fire, when we rise above our struggles, we realize that the very adversity we thought would destroy us was the thing that made us who we are. Discipline outlasts motivation. This simple yet profound statement encapsulates a fundamental truth about the pursuit of success and personal growth. Motivation is often seen as the driving force that propels us toward our goals. It's the spark that ignites action, the burst of energy that makes us feel inspired and ready to take on the world. But motivation is fleeting, it doesn't last forever. It comes in waves, sometimes powerful and relentless, other times weak and nearly non-existent. It's in those moments when motivation fades or disappears completely that discipline becomes the most crucial factor in achieving anything of value. Discipline is the steady, reliable force that keeps us moving forward, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. It is what ensures we continue working toward our goals when everything else seems to fall apart. Motivation is often thought of as the fuel that powers our actions. It is the feeling that makes us want to wake up early, go to the gym, work on a new project, or pursue our passions. Motivation can be exhilarating, inspiring us to believe that anything is possible. However, motivation is not a constant. It ebbs and flows. Some days we feel unstoppable, while other days we feel drained, uninspired, or overwhelmed. This inconsistency makes motivation a poor foundation for long-term success. If we rely on motivation alone to drive us, we will find ourselves stuck in cycles of enthusiasm followed by stagnation. We may start new projects, set big goals, or make plans, but without discipline to follow through, those efforts often fizzle out before they have a chance to make a real impact. On the other hand, discipline is a muscle. It is developed through consistent practice, through choosing action over comfort, and through sticking to a plan even when we don't feel like it. Discipline requires us to show up even when we're tired, discouraged, or uninterested. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how we feel in the moment. Where motivation might give us a temporary burst of energy, discipline provides the structure and consistency that we need to maintain progress over time. Motivation may get us started, but it is discipline that keeps us going. One of the most important aspects of discipline is its ability to create habits. Habits are powerful because they are automatic actions that require little to no conscious thought. When we cultivate good habits, we are setting ourselves up for long-term success. Instead of relying on willpower or waiting for motivation to strike, habits help us stay on track, even when our energy or enthusiasm wanes. Whether it's waking up early to work on a personal project, spending a set amount of time each day exercising, or committing to writing a certain number of words each day, habits turn discipline into a routine. The beauty of habits is that, once established, they can carry us even when our motivation is low. Discipline, through the formation of positive habits, builds momentum over time. The more consistently we show up, the more progress we make, often without even realizing it, until we look back at how far we've come. Discipline doesn't just help us with the big tasks or lofty goals, it also plays a key role in helping us manage the small, everyday decisions that add up over time. Life is made up of countless choices, some of which may seem insignificant in the moment, but have a major impact in the long run. The decision to skip a workout or skip an hour of study might seem small today, but when these decisions become habitual, they start to shape the direction of our lives. Discipline helps us to make better choices day in and day out. It allows us to say no to distractions, to resist the temptation to take shortcuts, and to prioritize the things that matter most. The importance of discipline becomes even clearer when we look at the lives of highly successful people. Success is not about having constant bursts of motivation or being driven by fleeting moments of inspiration. It's about the ability to stay disciplined over the long haul. Successful people understand that their goals won't be achieved overnight, and they are willing to put in the work consistently day after day, even when they don't feel like it. They know that it is their discipline more than their motivation that will ultimately determine their success. Whether it's an athlete training for years to reach the top of their sport, an entrepreneur building a business from the ground up, or a student working hard to earn a degree, the key to success lies in the ability to maintain discipline through the inevitable ups and downs. Discipline is also a key component of self-control. In a world that is full of distractions, temptations, and immediate gratifications, it takes a great deal of discipline to stay focused on long-term goals. Discipline allows us to resist the urge to procrastinate, to say no to distractions, and to stay committed to our objectives. Without discipline, we can easily fall prey to the many distractions and comforts that life throws our way. In contrast, when we have the discipline to stay focused, we are better equipped to resist these temptations and make choices that align with our long-term vision. One of the great challenges of discipline is learning to embrace discomfort. Motivation often feels good because it taps into our desires and makes us feel excited or optimistic. Discipline, however, requires us to do things that may not feel good in the moment. It's about doing what is necessary, not what is easy or enjoyable. Discipline is about showing up even when we're tired, pushing through the fatigue when we'd rather take a break, and staying on course when the path is difficult. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. This is where many people fall short. They expect everything to be easy, or they want the process to be smooth and effortless. But real progress requires discomfort. It requires the willingness to endure temporary pain for the sake of long-term gain. Discipline also teaches us the value of delayed gratification. In a society where instant gratification is readily available through technology, fast food, and other conveniences, it can be challenging to stay disciplined when the rewards for our efforts aren't immediate. But the ability to delay gratification and stay committed to long-term goals is one of the most important skills we can develop. Discipline teaches us that success is a marathon, not a sprint. It encourages us to focus on the bigger picture and to stay patient, knowing that the rewards will come as a result of our consistent effort over time. There will inevitably be moments when we feel like giving up, when the work feels too hard, when we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. During these moments, motivation may fail us. It's in these moments that discipline becomes our greatest ally. Discipline reminds us that even when we don't feel motivated, we can still take action. It doesn't require us to be in a constant state of enthusiasm or excitement. It simply asks us to keep going. Discipline teaches us that we don't have to feel motivated to do what needs to be done. It's about doing the work, regardless of how we feel. Discipline also breeds confidence. The more disciplined we become, the more we prove to ourselves that we can follow through on our commitments. Every time we take a small action toward our goal, even when we don't feel like it, we build our self-confidence. Discipline teaches us that we are capable of doing hard things, even when the odds seem stacked against us. The more we commit to discipline, the more we reinforce our belief in our own abilities. This confidence becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. As we gain confidence in our discipline, we become even more capable of taking action, which in turn builds our confidence even more. Discipline is not about being perfect or about never faltering. It's about consistency. It's about showing up, even when the odds are against us. It's about taking one small step at a time, even when we can't see the immediate results. Discipline means staying committed to the process no matter how long it takes or how difficult it gets. It is the commitment to keep going, even when motivation is gone and obstacles arise. Over time, this consistency creates momentum, and that momentum becomes its own form of motivation. Discipline helps us develop a work ethic that is so strong, it carries us through the hardest times, ensuring that we continue to make progress no matter what. When we rely on motivation to get us through, we risk becoming dependent on external factors to drive our actions. Discipline, on the other hand, is an internal force that we can call upon at any time. It is not subject to the whims of our emotions or circumstances. Whether we feel inspired or not, discipline allows us to take action. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve, those who make excuses from those who find solutions. Discipline turns our aspirations into tangible results. Ultimately, discipline outlasts motivation because it is built on a foundation of habit, persistence, and a long-term commitment to progress. While motivation can be a powerful initial spark, it is discipline that sustains the fire. It is discipline that keeps us focused, keeps us moving forward, and ensures that we continue working toward our goals even when motivation fades. And when we embrace discipline in all areas of our lives, we begin to realize that success is not about feeling motivated all the time, but about staying disciplined and consistent, no matter what. Through discipline, we learn that the journey is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The grind never ends. It's a lifelong commitment to improvement. This is a powerful statement, and one that speaks to the essence of personal development, achievement, and success. The grind, often seen as the hard, often grueling work that goes into reaching one's goals, is not a short-term phase, but rather a continuous process that requires dedication, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. It is about understanding that no matter how far you've come, there is always room for improvement, always a new level to reach, always a new skill to master. It's a mindset, a lifestyle, and a daily practice that separates those who achieve lasting success from those who burn out or stagnate. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages that suggest there is a shortcut to success. From get-rich-quick schemes to viral life hacks, there is no shortage of ideas promising to reduce the effort needed to succeed. However, the reality is that there is no shortcut to mastery, and there is no substitute for hard work. The grind, the constant, disciplined effort might not always be glamorous or exciting, but it is what sustains long-term growth and achievement. The idea that the grind never ends means that success is not a destination but a journey. It's a path of continuous improvement that demands consistency, commitment, and a willingness to push through challenges that will inevitably arise. One of the first things that the grind teaches us is the importance of perseverance. There are countless moments when it feels like the effort you're putting in isn't paying off. The results are slow, the progress hard to measure, and it seems like no matter how much you give, there's always more to do. But it is in these moments of frustration and self-doubt that the grind truly matters. It's easy to give up when progress is not immediate, or when the road ahead seems long and difficult. But those who embrace the grind understand that success doesn't happen overnight. They recognize that lasting change takes time, and they have the patience and determination to stay the course. Perseverance through the grind is the key to unlocking the true potential of any pursuit. Success is built on the foundation of consistent effort, not sporadic bursts of activity. The grind doesn't always produce instant results. It doesn't always feel exciting or rewarding in the moment. But over time, those small, seemingly insignificant actions add up. The compound effect of consistent, incremental improvement leads to major results. It's the discipline of showing up every day, of doing the work even when you don't feel like it, of pushing through when things get tough. It's about the small wins, the days you don't feel like working out but do it anyway. The days you don't feel like writing but sit down and write anyway. The days when the obstacles feel insurmountable but you push forward regardless. These seemingly small actions are what build momentum and lead to the breakthroughs that come later on. The grind is about developing habits that contribute to your growth and success. It's about creating routines that support your goals so that even when motivation fades, discipline keeps you on track. Whether it's waking up early to work on your side hustle, committing to a daily exercise routine, or setting aside time for learning, these habits compound over time. But it takes effort to build them. In the beginning, it can feel tedious, even pointless. There are days when it seems like the work isn't yielding any results. But the grind is not about immediate gratification, it's about trust. Trust that the effort you're putting in now will pay off in the future. Trust that these daily habits will eventually lead to a better version of yourself, whether that means greater physical health, financial independence, or mastery in your field. Moreover, the grind never ends because life itself is a continuous process of growth and evolution. Once you achieve one goal, another one inevitably takes its place. The more you learn, the more you realize there is to know. The more you grow, the more you understand how much further you can go. The grind is not about achieving a single outcome and then resting on your laurels. It's about embracing a mindset of perpetual learning and constant improvement. It's about realizing that once you've reached a certain level of success, it's not time to stop. It's time to raise the bar. Each milestone reached simply becomes a stepping stone to something greater, and the grind ensures that you keep pushing forward toward your next challenge, your next goal, your next opportunity. One of the most difficult aspects of the grind is learning to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. Growth is rarely comfortable. In fact, it often feels downright painful. Whether it's physical exertion in the gym, mental exhaustion from learning something new, or emotional fatigue from persevering through hardship, the grind forces you to confront discomfort head on. The tendency for many people is to avoid discomfort at all costs. We want to feel good, we want things to be easy. But true growth happens only when we are willing to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. It is in the discomfort, in the moments when we feel stretched to our limits, that we experience the most growth. The grind teaches us that discomfort is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It is a signal that we are stretching ourselves, evolving, and moving towards something greater. Resilience then becomes a central pillar of the grind. Life is not a straight path, and setbacks are inevitable. The ability to recover from failures, to bounce back after disappointments, is crucial in maintaining the grind. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face obstacles that seem insurmountable, or when the people around you don't understand your vision. It's easy to be discouraged when you feel like your efforts are not being rewarded or when others don't support you. But resilience teaches you to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. The grind doesn't stop because of failure. It uses failure as a lesson, as an opportunity to improve, adapt, and grow stronger. The grind also teaches you humility. No matter how skilled you become, there is always something new to learn, always someone who knows more, always another level to reach. The grind never lets you rest on your achievements. It keeps you humble by reminding you that there is always room for improvement. Humility is not about belittling yourself. It's about recognizing that growth is a continual process and being open to learning from others. It's about understanding that no matter how successful you become, you will always have something new to learn, something new to master. The grind keeps you grounded, always striving to be better, without ever losing sight of the fact that there is always more to learn. As you continue to embrace the grind, you develop a deeper sense of self-confidence, but not in the way that many people think. Confidence built through the grind is not about believing that you are perfect or that you have everything figured out. Rather, it's about knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way, that you have the tools, the resilience, and the determination to keep going no matter what. The grind builds your self-assurance not through the absence of failure, but through the knowledge that you will keep fighting, keep pushing, and keep improving. The more you embrace the grind, the more you embrace the grind, the more you realize that failure is not something to fear, it's simply a part of the process. Confidence comes from the belief that you are capable of doing hard things and that no matter how many times you fall, you have the ability to get back up. At the heart of the grind is a commitment to self-discipline. It's easy to get distracted by the many different things that demand our attention in today's world. It's easy to give in to temptation, to procrastinate, or to let things slide. But discipline is what allows you to stay focused on what matters most. It is what ensures that you continue to take action, even when it's not convenient, even when it's not easy. Discipline is what allows you to stay consistent, to make progress, and to maintain momentum. The grind, then, is a practice of self-mastery. It is about training your mind, your body, and your spirit to stay on track, to resist distractions, and to make daily choices that align with your long-term vision. The grind is also a deeply personal journey. It's easy to compare yourself to others and to feel like you're falling behind, but the grind is not about competing with anyone else. It's about your own growth, your own improvement, your own progress. Everyone's path is different, and everyone's grind will look different. The grind is about focusing on your own journey, making sure that you are consistently improving and growing in your own unique way. When you focus on your own grind, free from the distractions of comparison, you can find true fulfillment in your work. You realize that the grind is not a competition, it's a process of becoming the best version of yourself. Ultimately, the grind never ends because personal growth and success are lifelong endeavors. No matter how far you've come, there is always something more to learn, something more to achieve, and someone new to become. It is the daily practice of improvement that leads to real, lasting success. The grind is not about achieving a single goal and then stopping. It's about continuing to improve, adapt, and grow throughout your life. It is a commitment to showing up every day, doing the work, facing challenges head on, and continually striving to be better than you were yesterday. The grind is not a phase, a trend, or a temporary effort. It is a way of life. It's a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself,